Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 4 Survival! Today is building day. Well, seems like it's scrapping day more, because I have forgotten to scrap all that stuff. So let's do that. Nothing stays here that we don't make useful in some way. Steel is welcome. Is there anything else? Like, oh, there is another wench. Yeah, a weapon, but not a good weapon. Oh, there is more stuff to destroy. Umbrella stand. Wonderful. Okay, first of all, I want to surround everything with walls. So we want to close everything up with walls. And yep, because I don't want anything to come in here while we're not watching. That would be bad. So let's make sure that everything here is properly sealed in some way. You know, close the gaps. Make sure there is nothing there that can surprise us. And by the way, of course, we're getting XP for this. And not even little. The wall must not be perfect in optics, it's just there to protect our asses should things go wrong. And as long as the evildoers do not get into our little village by any gaps in our defenses, we're happy. What is this? Why is this not working? Is there a tree in the way or something? Come on. Oh, there will be a gap. I don't like gaps in my walls. How big is this gap? Is this gap big enough to get through? No. No, no, no. Everything's alright on this part. I simply want to make sure that nobody gets into our territory without us noticing it because he gets through the front door. That's the main idea. I think, oh well, we can do it this way. No, actually. Well, there is a gap, and they might use this gap, but I don't think that a person fits through here. So I'm not concerned. I don't think that another wall is possible to be placed here. So that should be safe. That is already safe. Of course we want to build the wall here as close to the the outside as possible to save as much room as possible. For our little village. Now this could be... I think a mole rat might be able to get through here. Maybe even something bigger. You'll never know. Okay, how do we do this then? Well, let's start from the downside there and then build up. And then we hope that the two walls will meet somewhere. Man, I sure as hell hope we have enough room here and enough material to build the damned wall. So this is not for optics, okay? This is just building a wall. Trying to make it possible for us. Is there a way through? No, you cannot fit through that. Good work. Important thing, that it has no gaps that the enemy can use. Okay, I must make a gap here because I cannot get through any other way. So let's build this thing here. Some more walls here to make sure nobody gets through this by simply being small enough to fit, because that would be bad. Don't care about the material, we have more than enough material for everything here. No problemo. That it is sealed and shut. If by some chance a hound is big enough or small enough to get through, that would be bad. Okay, but this is sealed. Okay. They normally can go through the water, so that is not a problem. Besides Mirelurks, and I don't think they will appear here, nobody is able to actually walk or to get a long way through water. So just in case. You'll never know how good these things are. Okay, I really want some defensive buildings here as well. Guard post. Can I have a high guard post? That would be nice. Set it there for a moment. Yes. One. And another one on the other side, please. Good. To make sure that nobody gets through the middle. We want another one here. Can we build more defensive turrets? We can. They don't fit up there, do they? But here do they fit. Good! Can we build mines of any kind? No, we have no circuitry, so... Defense traps? What the hell is a defense trap? Well, let's build one here. One there. Just to make sure. I'm just ensuring our safety. That's all I have in mind. Okay, more walls, please. Simple wall would do. Okay. Good. Not sure about this thing though. Placing that thing without gaps isn't that easy. Very good. We'll have to test it later if it's really safe and closed. But for the moment being, no, I don't want it to be exactly there. Ah, come on. Okay. Okay. One more. Okay. We wall this thing entirely in, completely. Nobody has the intention to build a wall, except I think it was Honecker, Trump, and me. Walls are very, very important. Protect your property. Because if you don't, it will soon be the property of someone else. And you should avoid that if possible. Yeah, we cannot build a recruitment thingy, sadly, because I don't have the crystals. I know it would be very beneficial for all involved to have something like that, but I simply don't have the crystals. Okay, I'm I'm just, it seems like I'm sealing off my... Well, actually, I can... Oh no, there's the multi-fruit. There is the multi-fruit. And we definitely want to have the multi-fruit with us. You'll never know when you need that. Next thing we're gonna build is beds. Of course nobody will come as long as we don't have the proper recruitment beacon, but... Okay, sealing off that part would be... No, it is actually okay. Well... Could be worse, could be worse, could be worse. Gap sealed. Okay, obviously there is a way in there from that place. And sealed. Sealed. Well, that will be a lot harder to seal because it's such a big gap. However, we'll manage. I think we should place one just here. I don't want to be fired upon. I wonder if there are enemies that can actually destroy walls. That would be interesting to know if something like that actually exists. That would be horrifying, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely horrifying. Okay, let's make this more rat safe if at all possible. I don't want more rats in my village. This is sealed off. You could build some really, really high towers and then... Well, that looks like a big gap if you ask me. Is there a way through? No. No, that is sealed. Entirely sure this is sealed though. Looks like a pretty big gap to me. So, but now it's sealed. Man, this is not sealed at all. Who's building this? Okay. Looks all very close to me. Good. Next stop. Furniture. Beds. We need beds in building. Oh boy. I haven't scrapped that building. Am I getting old? Unbelievable. So much good stuff and I didn't tear it down at once. Okay. That reminds me, I could take now the perk that I'm able to open the safes that I missed last time. So, gears and whatever. Let's Strangely, this is another building of poor people because there is no safe here. Which is a shame. Okay, we don't care, we need beds. Beds. 1 bed. 2 bed. Well, the times of luxury are over. There is, well, we can make this a 1 bedroom. This another bedroom. We can make some beds into here. Well, actually you can have as many citizens as you have charisma plus 10 if I'm not mistaken. So in my case that I think makes 15 or 16 people. Although all that is pretty much useless as long as you don't have a recruiting beacon, which I actually don't have at this point. I don't want to build the beds too close because I have the feeling that maybe the people will not be able to get out of the beds if I build the buildings or if I build the beds too close together. And we could build some spare. You'll never know, perhaps I rise my charisma or something, and then you'll need more beds, and that would be bad if they weren't available. So, 20 beds. Just make some extra, you know, you'll never know, actually. So, more beds. We should not place the bed in the entrance, actually. Okay, maybe 1 more bed here. Good work. Okay, we have beds. Decorations we don't need. Power we have. Cages. Raiders. What is raider flags? No, actually I'm looking for something else. Crafting? No. Armor. We need a local leader for that, do we? Weapons workbench, power station. Yeah, it all requires local leader that we don't have. Stores. All requires local leader, we don't have that. Resources. Garden plot. Scavenging station, I think that is useful. Because we can order people to work on that. And it will produce some resources from time to time, I hope. Bell, don't need that. Siren, fast travel target does not work. Produces happiness. Surgery scare, are you kidding me? Okay, no. Food resources, sadly we cannot build any food resources because we've got no water resources. We can build no defenses. Power is just generators, I guess it. Lights, neon, logic gates, manufacturing. I think there is something that you can use to what is that? Pitching machine. Oh, Joey's. I think there is a technology that allows you to help you with radiation. Yeah, this one here, but we cannot build that at this point. Okay, I get it. Happiness is 50. Can we do anything about the happiness thing? Well, not at this point, I guess. So that leaves us with building fences. Why do we build fences? Because we get XP for it, and a lot, by the way. We can build ourselves out on this one. We have built the beds, we have built the walls around our village, we have built some defenses. Maybe it would be wise to build some defenses in the middle of the town as well, but not at this point. Our main mission now is to build as many of these little things as we can possibly build, because we're getting a hell of a ton of XP. Level 6, okay, I think we have to get to level 7 to get the totally nuts peak. I mean the peak where we get more experience out of everything. Oh crap, I built a little bit wrong. Yeah, we have to scrap all that later on, I know. But for the moment we have to build something to get XP together. Whenever you see this little guy there joying, that means we get 3 times XP for just planting one of these little ugly things. Isn't that wonderful? We're building nothing but these little wooden things there, and we're getting XP for exactly that. Yes, every time we do that, we are destroying 1 wood. Why do we do that? Because if you scrap those things, you will only get out 1 wood out of that. And that means actually we're destroying wood, are we not? Yes, we are, but who cares? So, we'll level up, that's nice. We have made 5 levels, so let's use them. I want this up. What is missing here? We need level 11. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. Won't be putting up that for a long time. We want this. Really? Is it level 11? I thought it was level 7 or something like that. Okay, now we have to build a lot more of these things. A lot. Okay, by the way, this is also a great way to stop people, because the AI will never be clever enough to go through this wall. On the other hand, we have to tear it all down, because if we don't, our settlers will get absolutely whacked by that thing. And yes, it will take hours after hours after hours after hours after hours to trap all that stuff down. Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. By the way, if we level up here instead of out there, we'll get better loot in total. And this wood is not good for anything if we don't use it this way. Okay, now we should be level 8. We have to get at least to level 11, as I see, to get the maximum perk out of it. And we'll do that. We have enough power, we have enough water. We sadly don't have enough settlers still. Do you get any settlers without recruiting? Yeah, I think it's possible if you find them along the way. I think that's possible. find settlers out in the open and convince them to join the team. Oh boy, scrapping all that down will take decades. But fine with me, fine with me. In the beginning, we have to do this. I have to do this. And the good thing for you is you can simply skip the videos if you don't like my talking. Some people actually like my voice that much, they simply listen to it. Until we're ready to go out. We're level 9. Does that help any? I don't think so. Good. We need level 11 to get the 5 times perk. We need to learn Lone Wanderer, of course. We have to learn hacking. We have to learn toughness. I think toughness is not a bad idea. I know toughness is... You always think that toughness is actually damage reduction. It is only damage resistance. That's not the same thing, sadly. Because it does not... Plus 10 damage resistance does not reduce the damage you receive by 10%. It does not work that way, sadly. If it would, oh boy, would that be great. Because then you can get up to 50 damage resistance out of the toughness perk. But that does not mean you have 50% damage reduction. Oh, we're thirsty from the lack of water. We should immediately drink. Appeal, aid, and we're good. Oh. We're properly hydrated. How is our... We need food. I think we lost some experience due to the fact that our intelligence was lowered by thirst, and I didn't want you to that. That was stupid. So, appeal, aid. What can we eat? This, of course. Yeah, we're getting... You're properly fed, okay. Perks, we should have 2 more perks at our disposal. Of course, we take the Lone Wanderer perk. Next one will be 17, okay. This will be level 11, we can take that. Pickpocket is not helping us. We could take this, but actually I think we should go for toughness to live longer. Well, we go for that to do more damage, which is also important. Yeah, I think we go for the Rifleman. At least for the moment being. So, structures. Fence wire. Oh, I really want to... I like the idea, or I like the idea of defending a village simply by putting up those things in masses. You know, building 1 million of these things here. Looks a little bit like Normandy. In a way. Yeah, well... We still can place 265 of those. Aren't we? Okay, 98 8 we can build. Will that be enough to get up to level 11, I wonder? As you can see by size, we have nearly built too many things in this village. There is a limit of things you can build in the village, of structures, and all of these little pylons here count as a structure. Can we do it? Can we get to level 11 just by building that trash thing here? And we reached level 11. Wonderful. That means we can get... How's our stat? We're okay. That actually means we can get our best perk of all. That is the Idiot Savant perk. And we should get a little bit better at shooting. Good. We've built ourselves in quite well, as it seems. Okay. Okay, let's try to scrap some of that stuff down. Yeah, scrapping the stuff down is of course far more difficult than simply ruining it. Okay, let's get into position. Oh boy, that will be a lot of scrapping. If I built them a little bit more clever, I would have been able to scrap them a lot easier. Yeah, but it's still okay. Could have been worse. So, trying to get our wood together. I wonder. Actually, I didn't want to leave the village until we're level 20. That was my original plan. The only problem with this plan is that I'm not even sure that we have enough food to survive that long, because as you might imagine, we're using up a lot of food just standing around here doing nothing productive. And as we have no villages, nobody is actually producing anything for us. So we're basically trading food for experience, you could say. Yeah, basically we're doing exactly that. So, if I had built them all in one line, we could simply stand here and destroy them like I just did in with that one place. But I obviously failed to do it the right way. But we're still okay. I mean, we got to level 11 without even firing a single shot. Well, we did some in the beginning, but you get the point. It went well enough for us. I say, Boris, you could build something bigger, something that is easier to target than this simple steps here. Yes, that would have been possible, but I don't think you can build them in these masses, because they, of course, need more resources. So actually, I think building as I did is not the best, not the worst idea. Maybe not the best, but not the worst either. So... man, did I build a lot of those things. Come on. Destroy all of them. And we're just getting out one wood, so actually we're destroying a hell of a lot of wood here. Oh boy, and we haven't gone very far, did we? With our destroy the wood thingy. Okay. Boy, did I build a lot of those things. I think over 700. I think I actually built over 700 of those things. Oh, if there is a mod where you can unscrap things, that would be great. The other hand, it's kind of fair that it is that way because, well, I'm actually earning my experience, am I not? I mean, this is hard work too. So... sadly, you cannot just walk forward, if I'm not mistaken, and just destroy them. I don't think that works. Crap. Well, it works to a certain degree. A little bit better than doing it all the other way around. But then again, sadly, I didn't build in one line, did I? So it's not working that well. Not as well as building anyway. I do not walk exactly in a straight line, destroying those things, it doesn't work. Yet you cannot simply get out of the construction mode and just go into... what did I build there? And just go into the I destroy you mode, that's sad. That reminds me, I have to build a gun. I bet I'm thirsty again. Or hungry. Or both. Presumably both. we? No, we're not. Okay. Let's go for the workbench for a moment and see if we could build a gun. Or should we do this? No, we should do this separately. We should do this separately. Mission for today is make experience. Or better to say, ruin the... Man, they're all outposts. And I've locked myself in, great. I wonder how these traps actually work. Oh, and I think I know where we can get the resources for building this decontamination thing, because we're badly radiated. One must accept that, mustn't he not? I mean, all the toughness in the world is not going to save us if we die from radiation poisoning. Go this way straight up. Is that possible? Okay. We need water again. Purified water, please, and we're properly hydrated. Nice. So let's get to top side again. I wonder if there is absolutely no chance for settlers to simply find my settlement by walking my way. Simply, you know, stumbling upon this wonderful village of posts. Did you know that there is a video of a guy who never left this village? Who basically built himself out in that thing into a gigantic city? And then I think he stumbled out there in the world saying, "Hey boys, look at me. I'm so high in level, you've never seen me." Amazing. And a hell of a lot of work. Well, as it is. And if any of you knows a way how to deactivate the fact that he's constantly building stuff, that would be great. Ah, come on. And this is work. Oops. Wrong button. You get 10 experience from building one of those, but well, you cannot build that many, can you? But they would be easier to scrap on the other hand as well. So maybe that's not that bad of an idea. You know, simply building bigger things that give more experience. Ah, we're nearly done. Boy, that was a lot of work. And we're just level 11. We have to build about 1,000 more of this thingies here. And of course we have to build other things as well. Well, we cannot because we don't have local leaders, so most of the good stuff is out of our reach anyway. We could take a local leader and start building posts to make bottle caps. It isn't actually that bad. We have the charisma to do so. And local leader isn't even that hard in charisma to learn. Okay. How are we? Are we still thirsty? No, we're not. But we're radiated. And we're not yet the level we need to be, sadly. Okay. There is only one way to change that. And that is to build another round of this wonderful thing. The good thing is if we get the I'm Crazy perk now, we'll be getting a hell of a lot more bonus XP. As you can see, it's a lot harder to level up now. The thing is not really moving, is it? Oh wait, are we still rested? Stats, perks. We're no longer well rested. We should rest. We should rest. And that reminds me, weapons workbench. Can we craft this one here? Sub barrel. A long barrel. And then it is a pipe rifle, so that is excellent. So we can actually build ourselves a rifle of some sort. Good to know. Well, before we leave, we can still tear down that thing here, and then we rest, and then we are at least level 11. It's not perfect, but it will be all right. And well, we got a lot of experience out of this one, didn't we? I wonder why he's permanently angering me with the fact that I need to build that recruitment beacon, because I would if I could. main problem is... Yeah, I should be level 20 before I leave this place. Simply to have the necessary perks to survive in survival out there, because at the moment we don't have that luxury. So, let's eat something. Oh, we don't have anything to eat. Great. Let's go and get something to eat. So, of course, we want canned dog food. Take the Vulcan beans. You're properly fed. Are we okay now? Yeah, we're okay. And we're halfway to next level, though. That is not that bad. So, let's sleep for 8 hours. Hope that works. Perfect. And we need to drink something. Oh, that reminds me. Perhaps we can drink directly of the fountains. Is that possible? To drink directly of the fountain? That would be great. No, it is not. I think you can drink from a water pump, but that will be contaminated water, and of course we don't want to drink that. We're running out of water, though. Okay, well, there are things you can change in life. That is obviously one of them. Sleep for another hour so it's saved. And we'll see each other next time. Bye!